Hey everyone, welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting. And tonight we're doing my 2022 goal list, priorities, whatever, something like that. So, if you watch my channel, you know before Christmas I did a revision to my longer term goals. Narrowed it down to 25 books I'm really focusing on. So I originally was not going to do this, but why not pick a subset? It's fun. It's a video. So we went on and made a list just for 22. Um, Realistically, I doubt I get all of these, but most of the years I don't achieve my full list. But there you go. So let's see who is hanging out. We had Unruly in here tailgating early. So we'll see if he's back or not. We got GT Key. What is going on, my friend? Ruben, White Tiger. What's going on? Cowabunga. Rush Die Hard. What is happening? Thank you for stopping by. Magic Lasso. Welcome, sir. Yeah, I'm not always late. Sometimes I'm actually early, but I'm probably late more often than early or on time. So there you go. Not as late as John usually, though. Let's see. What's going on, Jimmy? We got Dre. What is going on? Thank you for hanging out. There's Unruly. He's already got his goal achieved. His dogs won the national championship. So we'll see if they can, now they got to repeat, and then how it works. Brett, what is going on? Thank you for stopping by. Lord of Brooklyn. Thank you. Welcome. So yeah, so I'm not going to go very long on this. This is, like I said, going to be a very familiar list if you watch that other, but I got some other little additional goals at the end. And then at the end, we're also going to, one of them is here. Despite the box, this is not a slab. So there you go. But so yeah, one of them is here. We're going to show that sucker off here before we get out of here. But first, we're going to go through the goals. So let's see. That looks like everybody on the chat. Oh, no, we got a couple more people who have dropped in. The bronze page, welcome. And Andy L. Man. Andy L. Man. There you go. Okay. Welcome, sir. I don't know that I remember that particular name, but I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you. And there's Lasso again saying hello to everybody. So, yeah, this doesn't need to be super long. Typically, I'll do 10-ish books. Some years I do less, some years I do more. This year I decided to do 8 books because Things Unruly, I already have one of the books off my 25, which left me with 24 books. So I decided to take a third of those to kind of focus on for this year. Realistically, my goal would be 6. If you get 6, that keeps me on pace with it was a 4-year goal to get the rest of the 25. So yeah, so that would be 6 a year. But probably gonna now if I find a bargain on any book on the list on the 25 when I could swing it as opposed to one of these, I will probably do that. But these are the ones I'm gonna most often try to track and look for deals on. So yeah, so let's get into the list. Actually, I don't need to really show you this because I got this. Let's add this to the screen. So if you guys don't remember, let's see. Is it a sport? It is a sports thing. Yes, it is a sports thing. Georgia, the college football is what he's talking about. So, this is Star Spangled Comics number 65. This is kind of the first Robin solo title. You guys know I'm a huge Dick Grayson fan. This is a golden age book, but this is kind of a book that wasn't always on my radar, but since it has, it's kind of jumped toward the top of the books that I really want to have. I'm never going to be able to afford First Appearance of Robin, but this is one that I can potentially swing. So this is one that is the number one book for me probably going forward. And yeah, so this is number one on my priority list for 2022. This one may not even see one come up. You don't always see one come up, but there were a couple recently, but they weren't quite what I wanted them to be. Do I buy many books from eBay? I do. I should probably buy fewer. But I tend to find because I'm usually looking for specific stuff, I tend to, if you wait and are patient enough, you can find deals on eBay. Um, I would prefer to buy from community members, but sometimes it's just easier for me. It's usually sometimes it's cheaper to get what I need. It's yeah. He's watching one of those as well. I have not seen one like the two that I were watching. Are both gone at the moment. Um, so yeah. Uh, da, da, da. So interesting, TJ. So yeah, so that's the top of my list. If you know, and I'm not going to show all of them. Another thing I really, really want is let me click over here where it actually changed it. Is some early sensations. I actually have 4 sensation comics kind of on my list on my 25. And don't have any of these yet. I do have a Golden Age Wonder Woman book, but I want to get some of these Golden Age sensations. I love that banner. I have 4 that I'm kind of targeting overall. This spot is not necessarily this particular one. Any of those 4 come up, those are what I'm going to go after. I didn't put all the pictures in here. This is just a representation of the ones that I'm looking for. So any of those 4 that are on my bigger 25 list is trying to get one of those. The tracking to his house, watching the tracking. Well, that would be cool. I hope he's getting it for him because it's a cool book. So yeah. I know most of the deals cover and stuff. Yeah. Issue numbers on the sensations that are on my list. I didn't put so the way I did it was I gave myself a few options. It's 20 or 26 or 2. So 20, 26, which is this one. 20 is the Jeep one with the kind of the war cover with the Jeep and the other girls riding the Jeep. That's probably my favorite Wonder Woman sensation cover from that time period. 51 is which one's 51? I got the other thing open here. I could look real quick. I'm getting confused now. Which one is 51? 51 is her lifting the car, the action homage. I cannot remember. And then 71 or 70 is the other one I like that I've kind of tentatively target. And that's the one, it's sort of ridiculous. It's her like not blocking bullets with her bracelets, blocking cannonballs, deflecting cannonballs with her bracelets, which I think is cool. Nice. That is awesome, TJ. That's a huge grade for that book. Yeah. So sometimes she definitely does. I like the ones where she's doing some kind of feat of strength for the most part. That's where most of the ones that I'm chasing after are. But I do the one with her on the Jeep on 20 is probably my favorite. But it's also probably the hardest one of these that I have on my list that will be to get. Next, a couple of books that kind of go together. You'll notice the first 4 on my list are all DC related. And Brave and the Bold 54, the other part of my Dick Grayson, but also just Teen Titans fandom. This has been on my list for a long time. I've never gotten around to it. It's never kind of made it to the top. Hopefully I can knock this one or the next one for sure, at least one of them off the list this year. So 54 is on my list. And then the other one I need is the first time they use the name Teen Titans and the first appearance of Wonder Girl, Donna Troy, Teen Titan, Brave and the Bold 60. Yeah, she does definitely has a different depiction than most female heroes of that age. She is definitely more physical, generally. So yeah, 54 and 60, both on my list for this year. I'd like that would all but kind of wrap up my Titans books that I need. Not completely, but like it gets me very, very close to having all the Titans books that I really would want. So those are the first 4. I'm gonna go through this quickly and then all right. So the other 4 books that are on my list for this year. First up, we got ASM 43. So CGC says this is the first full appearance of Mary Jane. I actually think 42 is the first full appearance. She follows my general rules. She's named, she's shown, she speaks. That's a full appearance in my opinion. But plus it has the classic line. I have 42. It's right there. But I want to complete my MJ set. I get all of those books, so I got to have 43 as well. So which one I still got to check off the list? Why didn't Batman get Robin a custom boat instead of a surfboard? I don't know. Why didn't he? And so definitely need to complete that to complete my kind of MJ run. And then the next book kind of completes, for the most part, my Gwen books. And that is ASM 122. Yes, she dies in 121. But feel like this is a pair. I got to have this. I have 31. I have her first cover. I have, 31 sitting right there. And then Edge is down. I have Edge of the Spider-Verse, number 2. So I have most of the Gwen related books. Again, this would kind of complete my Gwen set. So I want to get this knocked off the list. It's the bad board. Of course. No, goodness gracious. So that is the 6th book on my list. 2 more books to go that are like I'm focusing on for this year. Next up is another Spider female related book, and that is Marvel Spotlight number 32, first appearance of Jessica Drew. This is a book that kind of put off. Like a couple times I was close to pulling the trigger and then didn't. So I put this book off a little bit. So this is one that I definitely want to not check off the list here as soon as I can. And then the last book on my list and it really will all but complete my Spider Women collection, because I have the first Gwen, I have the first Mary Jane, I have the first Black Cat, I have first Silver Sable, I have the first appearance of the second Spider-Woman, Julia Carpenter. I have first appearance of the third Spider-Woman, Maddie Franklin, which was from when I was actually collecting. That book's not worth anything, but I have that. I also have the fourth Spider-Woman, which was what is her name? It's in the book. It's back there behind me. Charlotte Witter or whatever. And then I have Silk, and so I have almost all of the Spider-related or major female characters. I have their first. This is one I'm still missing, so I need to get this one checked off. And thank you, Ruben. Appreciate that. And then last book that I'm kind of targeting for this year, XMen 129. If you guys know my X collecting goals, I'm not a huge, I'm not like John or some of the other really big, huge X-Men fans, but I do like the X-Men, and there are specific characters that are really some of my favorites. One of the books I checked off last year was NYX number 3. I'm a big Laura fan, but some of my favorite characters are Kitty and Emma are probably 2 of my top 6 X-Men characters. So this is a book that I can actually afford as my favorite X-Men characters. Some of my others, like Storm and Colossus, I'm not getting a giant size anytime soon. This is kind of true. Oh, the hardest will be of the list that I'm got right now, potentially either the sensation. It'll be the Sensation 20 probably would be the hardest. The Star Spangled 65. Now that's why I have other options on Sensation that I can check out this year. The Star Spangled 65, because I may not find one that comes up in a grade that I can afford that also is a copy that I'm willing to spend the money on. So those don't come up all the time. You're not wrong. I do need to get that's a book that I don't really have on my list, is First Lockheed, and I need to try to track one of those down too. So those are my straight, key big book kind of goals for 22. I'm going to pop this guy out of here. So those are the 8 books that I'm going to kind of focus on, but I'm looking for Kate and Crazy in the field. This is true. But I got some other collecting goals that I'm going to try to check off this year. If you guys know, I've been working on, first up, complete my Nightwing Volume 2 run. So if you know, I completed 1 through 100 last year. I got a big chunk of basically from 101 through the mid 120s. But I'm missing a few issues in there. I got how many issues? I should have counted 1, 2, 3. I'm missing 25 issues of the basically 154 issues of this run. So I want to get those all checked off. So that is another one of my goals for this year. I can't buy any sensation until April. Okay, well, we'll remember that. So TJ's been threatening me with the sensation for a long time. So another goal I've been working on is the Ballant Catwoman run. Also from the 90s, also from when I was collecting when I was younger. And I have a few more of these missing, although a lot of the ones on the upper end aren't actually Ballant covers. They were after he went off the book. So I'm really focused on the lower part of this, but if I get that close, I may just go on and try to complete the whole run of that 90s Catwoman run. So they're all listed here, even though the Ballant ones are basically from 53 down are the ones I'm missing from him. All the ones above are less of a priority, but if I get that close, I may try to complete the whole run. So I put them on there. Yeah. So I have a big chunk of those. So those are two runs I really were working on last year. Another run that I'm kind of working on is that I didn't really work on last year. I didn't really gain any ground on it. But I'm huge. You guys know I'm a huge Jenny Frison fan and Jenny Frison's Wonder Woman covers. I'd like to get the rest of those and complete that run. So I'm still missing more than I thought actually on that one. I thought I was closer than this, but I'm still missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I thought I was like 12, 10, 12-ish, but I'm still missing 16 of those. So that is the third of my other goals. Yeah, for sure. So, and then my last goal, you guys, I just showed it. I don't know that you had a chance to read it, is I've dabbled in the original art thing. I don't like, this is an original Robbie Rodriguez piece. The other two pieces back there that you can see are not artists you guys know. I get sketch covers when I go to cons. I have several of those. I'm probably pushing 15 sketch covers at this point. I have a few other pieces that I don't have framed. So I dabble. One of my goals has been for the last couple of years is to get a published page added to my art collection. I'm never going to be like Kavi, like Comic Books NYC, and have all kinds of art like that. But I do want to get a little bit of art, and a published page is high on my list. So that is my last kind of collecting goal for 22, is to finally get a published page. Actually, I have my eyes on one at the moment. We'll see if that works, if it works out or not. But given that I just put a bunch of money in my car, that may not happen. It may be gone before I can do it. So we'll see. Oh, speaking of, there's my man Los. I think he's coming up with an unboxing here in like 10 minutes. Is it 10 minutes that he's doing on his channel? So I'm going to try to wrap up before that so everybody can go over and support Los and watch his video. So, but I did promise you guys an unboxing. So one of these goals has already been achieved. So I'm going to tear into this. I should have probably like pre-opened this a little bit. I should have started. Yeah, because there's tape there, and you're gonna have to cut that. Because it's not just the sticker; you got like packing tape. Need a knife to cut that. So it's not just a sticky. You got packing tape on it. So we're gonna try to get this open. So if you guys are paying attention, you should actually already know what this is. I'm not going to tell you because there's a very obvious clue. Like, you guys should already know what this is. Bubble wrap and then a mailer inside the box. So that is always a good thing. So we got a mailer inside the priority mail box. I often do that, like particularly if I'm shipping like multiple, like high quality books, or if I have multiple books that go into multiple mailers, I'll do that. I'll put mailers in a box and wrap them in bubble wrap. So That's actually opening pretty easy, but I did not get all that tape. Come on. That tape's not going to let go. I'm not going to let it go. I didn't get that cut enough. So sweet. Hey, who dat? What is going on? You do have yours is sometimes hard to come up with. Yes. Yeah, the shirt's like La Sombra instead of Los. So nice packing tape. All right, and then we got it in a bag. There we go. Get that out of the way like Comic Man Andy, and then more packing tape on this bag. It's in a sale bag, not the comic bag that I'm cutting. It's got packing tape on it, which I appreciate. That's one thing I do. Like I do it with paper, like the paper bags I get at like comic shops and stuff. It keeps the books from flying around, and it's a good way to hold the books together if you got multiples. But he did this with just the one. Got some extra like fullbacks here. No, just not fullbacks, but just multiple boards around it to help hold it. Very sweet. I'm hoping this is right in the range of what I was hoping for grade, but I'm not really too worried about it. So, have you guys figured it out? There is a blank spot behind me. I have all my Spider-Women first appearances behind me. There's a blank spot behind me, and it is Marvel Spotlight 32. Really nice copy. My goal for this was somewhere like 8 to a 9. I think this with a clean air press is going to be in that range. We'll see. But yeah, looking good. And the Mylar is making it look really good at the moment. It's got, very nice copy. So yeah, that is goal number 1 checked off for the year. You can ignore the little sticker. I made an offer on this one, which I offered too much because he took it immediately. I should have offered even less. So he's like, oh crap. so that, yes. I wasn't hiding it very yet. Who that already knew because he was talking to me. He had a copy for sale. If I hadn't found this one, like he and Jimmy both had copies for sale that I was thinking about, but they were already slabbed. And I definitely saved money. If this comes back in the range, I think it is, in that 8.0 to 9.0 range, I saved significant by buying unslabbed. But if it's like a 7.5 or something, then I probably didn't really save any money. But there you go. Thank you, Mr. Mintz. I appreciate that. We got some kind of Russian troll in here that we will just block. So obviously, if you've been watching the last couple days, I've had this as my background, waiting for this book to show up. So yeah, that we can just fit her right in there chronologically of when she first appeared, because she appeared before the Black Cat there. And yeah, so now we got Gwen, MJ, Jessica Drew, Black Cat, Silver Sable, Julie Carpenter, and then on down the list, we got working something up. Who that's got something for Lord of Brooklyn? Nice. So that is it. So we can go on and I didn't show the first page, but we can go on and cross one of these suckers off. One down. We'll see how many more we get this year, but that is one book that is off the list. So super excited to have that in the collection. Raw copy that I am very happy with. 3 copies, had a raw copy I could still. Oh well, hey, we didn't talk about that. You said you had that slab one for sale, so that's okay. I am very happy to have it off my list for sure. So, and that's all I got. So I'm gonna send you guys over to Mr. Los's channel, and you can watch him do a CGC unboxing, because that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go watch him. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me on a Friday night. Look back video is posted and ready to go, ready to drop at its usual 11 o'clock time tomorrow. And depending on a couple things, will depend on how much of my normal weekend schedule actually happens. Yeah, and I won't actually know until in the morning, but probably most of it will happen. XMen 129 will be next. Actually, not, because probably the next one is one that I've already kind of made a deal on, just waiting for that somebody else has that I've already kind of made a deal on. So I'm going to save for that. And that is, and I'll just tell you guys, the next one is probably going to be that ASM 122. Friend of mine had a copy of that that's currently at CGC. When it comes back, we're going to finalize, but pretty much no matter what the grade is, we're going to make a deal. So that's depending on when it comes back. There may be one before that, that happens before that, just because CGC is very slow at the moment. So we don't know when that book's coming back, but so there may be one before that, but that's the next one that's for sure going to happen. And then we'll see after that. Someone has sent you an A-OK? It's going to be Daymares, right? Because I wasn't involved in this. I didn't know he had another one lined out for you. It's big. Well, if it's, then I don't know. If it's Daymares, he did not worry. He normally tells me when he's got stuff for you, but if it's him, he didn't tell me he had stuff for you this time. Maybe it might be somebody else. I know he sends you a bunch of stuff just to annoy you, but because it makes him happy. But he does the same to me. So this one I did not know about it. Check your Instagram next week. Always check TJ's Instagram because he's always dropping massive, amazing books. Get that off of here, Steelers! I tell you, it's a Grail. Oh wow, sweet. So, all right, gang. I'm wasting time at this point. So you guys are awesome. I'm gonna get out of here, and we will go watch Los to a CGC unboxing. Get out of here. All right, later.